Tackle going off left side, cuts inside. A little bit of yards, met him at 4 or 5 tough yards.
Number 8 on the carry.
Greg Davis on the tackle along with the linebacker Richard Nelson.
The starting lineup for Pasadena on offense, number 78 Fred Tetelon, Christian Cajeda, first-time starter at left tackle, left guard David Riley at center, Jim Castro right guard, Nick Henderson right tackle. He's 6'5", 295. He's hard to miss. Outside is Dominique Vaughn and Darren Taylor, quarterback Jamal Strong, tailback Chidi Wume, and the other running back Jason Fletcher. Tor Andrews is a flanker in the situation. If I've named 12 people, well, sometimes there are 12 out there, so it's...
That was a holding penalty that time against the Bulldogs. Moving back to 20-yard line.
2nd and 10 for the Big Red.
The MUIR defensive line, by the way, is a very big line. It's 200, average 256 across the line. That is big for a high school defensive line. And it's like a rugby drill out there. Not a lot of mileage. A ton of Mustangs on the pile. As they clear up, we'll find out 77 is one of the guys on the pile. That was Brian Graham. And Greg Davis is having a great game. 72. He's been in almost every play from inside the tackle.
I think that was Jason Fletcher on the carry that time. Our numbers up here are not always exactly accurate on the scorecard.
Greg Davis is a surprise starter on the defense because he wasn't listed on the roster as being a starter for this game. That means he's going both ways, offense and defense for the Mustangs.
Several MUIR people do, and a couple for Pasadena.
Everybody's covered. He's going to have to run.
Right, cuts back.
Oh, he's free.
Over the 30-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by about 5 yards. That was the second 17 play. He probably gained 12. Rolling to the right. Good cut back inside.
One on the tackle, Brian Graham. The big old boy is moving around. 320 pounds of him, 6'1". He has been near or on the ball every play so far during the game. And for a guy 320 pounds, you wonder when he's going to run out of gas. But he's very active, more active than I've seen him all year.
One of the things we've noticed is we noted that the MUIR outweighs tackle and tackle, both offense and defense, by a significant amount of pounds per man, 5 to 15 pounds on average. MUIR is much bigger and faster.
There's a man swinging down the sideline. He's covered. He ran into the defensive. No, there won't be any call.
There's no call there.
Covering on that play was number 10, Jermaine Dixon.
They were trying to hit Chidi Wume, slip it out the right side, but far too much pressure right up the gut. Good charge, good blitz by the linebacker from MUIR. He had to throw the ball far before he wanted to. Wume had no chance to get to the ball.
That very play was what Paulie used about 5 weeks ago to score twice on the Mustangs.
Yeah.
So obviously the Mustangs have said that nobody's going to score on us on that play again. There's nobody back in the punt formation. Haslip is sliding back now. Very poor coverage by the Dogs. If Haslip can get the ball, he's got to return. No, went out of bounds.
Wilma kicks it out of bounds. It'll be at the 28-yard line. MUIR will have the ball. No score. 1:48 left in the first quarter. This is Knox Wosley along with Jim Brownfield. Coach, tell us about the turkey tussle.
Well, that's the kind of a thing that is on a game all by itself.
Yeah.
This rivalry is so different than most of them. It's not like you win one and we'll win one, and you win two, we'll win two. No, it's a streaky kind of a rivalry. Pasadena, MUIR started out in the early years with, 9 straight. Now, then Pasadena took over and took 9 straight wins, and now MUIR's working on a 12th straight win. So it's not exciting as far as one-on, one-off. Get the guy down and keep him down for a decade.
We should mention one of those 12 straight was later forfeited by MUIR to Pasadena. But the average score of the last 11 years has been 27-7 on average for MUIR. It's been a solid domination.
Yeah, that's a pitch out there to number 6, McCullough, and there was no place to go. He had to cut back real quick and glossy footing on the grass. The Roseville turf is interesting. It looks really nice, but when you get down there, for a number of years, it was not a very good turf. They used to have to paint it. Now they're not painting it anymore because they've got a little more sod growing, but it's still not a good footing.
I thought we only painted grass in the Army when some big shot was coming to visit. This is a true story. They painted the grass at a place in Germany when Kennedy was going over there in '63. That was before my time, but that was an urban legend or an Army legend that they painted the grass green, and then he drove through about 40 miles an hour. But it's one of those, had to be in the Army type stories. But they've done that here a couple times, you said.
Yep. Both teams right now are playing very aggressive football. Both teams are right on their game plan for their defenses. So you'd have to give both defenses an A effort. The offenses are not falling apart. It's just they can't handle the real aggressive play of the defensive teams. Now, as the defense gets a little more tired and they lose their pursuit.
Michael Hughes, injured player,
boy.
who's a very key player, defensive end, fullback, and occasional quarterback. 6'3", 228.
Yeah, he plays so many spots. Losing Michael Hughes is like losing half your team because he plays tight end, fullback, defensive tackle, defensive end. That's a real hurt there. Here's Morris on the offensive pitch. Oh, it was fumbled. It was wide open. Looks like Pasadena might have gotten it. Yes, Pasadena recovered.
Anthony Matthews recovered the ball. That was a good-looking play. There was air in front of him. He had room to run 8 or 10 yards. Good play by the Pasadena defense when the ball got on the ground. Anthony Matthews got it and made the big turnover.
Yeah, the play was there. MUIR really had a good thing going for him, and the pitch was a little bit behind Haslett and he couldn't quite get his hands on it. But it was a well-designed play, caught Pasadena off guard, and they hadn't showed that much.
One thing that both teams are trying to do with this, they're trying to be conservative and not make mistakes. Pasadena made one earlier and got away with it. This is a big one.
MUIR's now in a 7 or 6-1 defense. Nothing going. Number 10 got through there real quick. Jermaine Dixon was on him right now.
We have the replay of the pitch out fumble a moment ago coming right up now. My earphones tell me.
Okay, if you see it, now watch the pitch. It's going to be a little bit behind Haslett. The quarterback wasn't sure whether he wanted to keep it. When he does pitch, well, we don't see it there, but it went a little bit behind him.
Took his eye off it a bit. Wasn't a perfect pitch. Could have been caught. Was not. Pasadena with the ball. Lost a yard on first down. The MUIR Mustangs stood up. 2nd and 11.
You're back in their 6-2 on that.
That's into the first quarter, folks. From the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. This is Knox Crosby at Denver Field. We're glad you're with us. We have a 0-0 score at the end of the first quarter of the Turtle Tussle.
Real fast first quarter because there were like 2 or 3 passes. And the teams are out of the huddle quickly. They're not stalling on their ball. Coming out of the huddle, getting the ball snap before the 22nd. Usually, 24 seconds. They're really moving the ball quickly. In fact, we find ourselves up here in the booth talking real fast to keep up with it.
It's moving. The ball has not stopped. Conservative offenses and defenses trying not to make a mistake.
Right.
Which is what's hurt both teams so much. Well, not MUIR so much, but Pasadena in particular. Mistakes against Glendale cost them a big. They had that game won late in the game. Glendale was able to come back and make a big upset right at the end. 2nd down, 11 yards to go for Pasadena at the MUIR 21-yard line. Second quarter just underway.
Here's the first big test of the game. The Bulldogs chance to put it on the board. There's a slight hold, but not quite. Morris got a hold of him first, number 17. Got him spun around, and then the rest of the Mustangs filled in. Number 28, Charles Dunn, was there to help out. Moore, by the way, is an extremely good defensive player. Besides the fact that he's a quarterback, he's also one of the leading tacklers on the team, which is really unusual. I was always scared to death to play a quarterback on defense, but he's a big, strong kid.
And he snaps. He's a snapper on punch, which is absolutely remarkable facet of this. Offense, defense, and by the way, he snaps the punch. 39.
So far, the Mustangs are up to the challenge. Here's an option, nothing going. Well covered.
That is known as shutting down all the options. They ate up the first option, they ate up the second option, couldn't even get the third one underway. Excellent.
They had it all covered.
Defense.
Josh Culpepper was assigned to the quarterback. He just held his ground. The quarterback tried to get him out by looking like he was going to pitch. Culpepper just stood right there, and there was nothing going. They had the pitch covered. They had the dive covered. They did a great job of defense in that.
Jamal Strong, the quarterback for Pasadena.
By the way, the Bulldogs don't have a field goal kicker. That's why they're not even going to attempt this kind of thing.
4th and 15 at the 25-yard line. Offset.
Here comes the blitz by the Mustangs.
Drop back. Strong running out.
For a run. He's going to run it. He looks like he's going to make it.
He's inside the 10. First down at the 7-yard line. That's some speed, folks. Very fine athlete, Jamal Strong. Has rushed 34 times for 101 yards this year, as well as being 53 for 111 passing. He can do it all, especially run. We have the replay coming up here in just a moment, I believe.
Now watch number 5 and 10 close on this play. They were way downfield covering their people. You won't see them early on the screen. And he finds a chance to run. Now they're coming up. And there was actually hit by... It's hard to find out who got there first, but they recovered real fast. They were in the end zone on that.
Chidi Wume off the right side. Gained him about 1 or 2. He's second down and 5 yards to go from the 5-yard line for Pasadena. Trying to take advantage of the big turnover on the fumble and move it into 25 yards to score. They're about 20 yards of that quest right now.
Richard Nelson made the tackle along with Brian Graham. I'm really impressed with Graham. That big old boy is moving all over the field. I've never seen him cover that much ground. Usually Graham plays for screen and draw, and they tell him, hey, you take the gaps around the center. But he's all over the field. I'm really impressed with the way he's playing. Oh, here's a wide sweep. Looks like there's a little room.
A woman cutting inside.
Oh, he got in.
He's over. Touchdown, Pasadena. The Bulldogs take the lead with 9:28 left in the first quarter on a 6-yard run by Chidi Wume.
That was just very good blocking by the Bulldogs. The Mustangs were there to make the tackle, but the Bulldogs had helmets on every one. We'll see it here. They were up. The corner came up to challenge the play. He gets blocked. The linebacker gets blocked. And then he went. It's a big surprise.
It is a surprise.
Yep. Everybody's out there to hear the score first. No.
Kick is no good.
Crucial point missed.
By Balashuras. Bastiampalai, known as the boss. We're working on that name. I've been practicing all afternoon. Balashuras had the kick go low. It was no good, not blocked. This low 6-0 Pasadena.
There was good pressure on that. On the right side of MUIR's line came through. Number 4 in particular got a little bit close to the ball. Josh Culpepper almost blocked him. In fact, he's had one block during the season on the VAT. He loves to get down to the 3-point stand. He reads the center stand. He almost got the line. That caused that one to go off the mark.
Chidi Wume, the fine running back for Pasadena, coming into the game, had 89 carries for 568 yards for a 6.4 average. He went about 6.4 yards that time. Good cut inside, blasted into the end zone. 6-0 Pasadena, 9:28 left in the first half.
Right. One of the fastest men on the team, back deep to receive the kickoff, the Angela Stewart Holmes. And as mentioned before, he was on the Mustang relay team that set the national record for the sprint relay mark back in New York.
They got some flyers at MUIR, no question.
Yeah, he can run. He can run, but there are people on that Bulldog team that can run.
Yeah, they can stay with him most of the way. Balashuras, Bastiampalai, doing the kicking off for the Bulldogs, number 88.
Holmes standing on the 10-yard line, expecting a somewhat short kickoff.
Somewhat short.
And that's what it was, somewhat short. Holmes has it, number 3. There's a little space. He found it. He found it. He found the space.
39-yard line. Steve Scipio in on the tackle, kickoff team.
As you say, only one more guy. And all he needed is break that last tackle, and he was gone. Well, now we'll see how the Mustangs respond.
Now see if they can get loose. They did a little intimidation before the game, planted the flag right in front of Pasadena. And as you pointed out at the time, that